BSc 2 Semester 3 DSc 22C Sedimentary and Metamorphic Petrology. In the last lecture, we have seen residual deposits which have been formed by the process of residual concentration. We have already seen in that lecture the definition of residual deposits, the conditions of formations of residual deposit, the prerequisites, that is the necessary requirements for formation of residual deposits, and examples of residual deposits. In this lecture, we are going to learn about the examples of residual deposits. There are two sedimentary rocks which belongs to this category, that is they are called as residual rocks formed by the process of residual concentration, and their names are laterites and bauxites. Everybody have been heard about laterite and bauxite. Laterite is called as jambha in Marathi, and bauxite is an ore of aluminium. It is found in adjoining areas of Kolhapur. So now we will see what are laterites and bauxites and how they get formed. These are insoluble products of rock weathering which have escaped transportation. As we have already seen, as these are residual deposits, they get formed in situ condition, that is there is no transportation. As there is no transportation, they are unsorted and angular in characteristic. It means that unsorted means there is no sorting of grains according to their size, and angular means the grains are angular. The grains are not get rounded, as there is no transportation and no wear and tear of grains have been taken place. Hence the grains of these rocks or rock fragments are unsorted, means not classified according to their size, and they are angular. The insoluble residue is fine grain. It means that the grains are very smaller. The color of laterite is reddish. It is porous rock. Porous means there are empty spaces in between the rock, and the structure is called as concretionary structure. This rock chemically possesses iron oxide and hydroxide of alumina. Of course, its red color indicates that iron oxide is the dominant factor in its chemical composition. The name laterite, it is derived from the word later, which means brick. Brick means in Marathi it is called as wheat. It looks like a brick, and it is derived from Latin word later, which means brick. It is soft and bright colored when fresh, means when we mine the rock laterite, the fresh specimen of laterite is soft and bright colored. When it gets exposed to atmosphere, it becomes slightly dull and gets hardened, and it can be used as a building stone. As the red color of laterite is associated with its iron content, its shades differ according to its iron content. Iron rich laterites are reddish in color, and if iron is somewhat lesser in its composition and aluminum is present in considerable amount, the laterites show yellowish color. and they show earthy luster. Earthy luster means there is no shining on its surface at all. This no shining surface is called as earthy surface. Another example of this residual deposits category is bauxite. It is a light colored rock as it is composed of alumina. As it is aluminum rich, it shows light color. It is having oolitic or pisolitic structure. Oolitic or pisolitic structure means rounded structures or cavities are present on this rock surface. If these cavities are smaller in size, they are called as oolites and the structure is called as oolitic. If these cavities are larger in size, they are called as pisolites and the structure is known as pisolitic. It also has earthy luster. It means there is no shine on its surface. It is alumina rich, hence it acts as an ore of aluminium. If aluminum is present in considerable amount, it can be commercially extracted from bauxite. The name is derived from Beaux province. There is an area named Beaux in Britain. The bauxite was first discovered from that area, hence the name is bauxite. Next is genesis of laterites and bauxites. They are formed from similar process. The requirements or prerequisites for the formation of residual deposits, that is formation of laterite and bauxite, we have already seen in last lecture. They require intensive weathering conditions. Intensive weathering conditions means extreme climate is necessary for formation of laterite and bauxite. Means heavy rains, high heat, alternate wet and dry seasons, and extreme oxidizing conditions. All these factors are made available in tropical and subtropical climates. Hence, presence of tropical and subtropical climate is first condition for formation of laterite and bauxite. What happens then when the weathering started of the parent rock? Parent rock may be basalt or gneiss. When different agents of weathering started acting on the parent rock, the silicates which are present in the parent rock, which may be of sodium, potassium, calcium or aluminum, these silicates absorb water and they form hydrous aluminum silicates. The salts of sodium, potassium and calcium are not resistant. They are prone to weathering and hence they get removed in solution. It means that they get leached away and only aluminum silicates remains behind in the form of residue. Then the iron content or Fe content of the rock gets partly converted to soluble ferrous salt and it also get leached away. Means it gets removed with water. Under oxidizing conditions, when the oxidizing conditions are very strong and favorable, then what happens? The ferrous salt get oxidized to ferric salt and this ferric salt is insoluble and it remains behind as a residue. When most of the iron is leached out, the weathered rock gets enriched in alumina. When most of the iron remains behind as residue, the rock becomes deficient in alumina and the formation of laterite will takes place in this case. On the contrary, when most of the iron gets leached out, the weathered rock gets enriched in alumina, and in that case bauxite will form. The formation of laterite and bauxite depends on composition of parent rock. It means that if the parent rock contains most Al, the chances of formation of bauxite will be higher. And if the parent rock is rich in iron, means if it is basic rock like basalt, laterite will form from it as a result of weathering. Thus, we have seen in this lecture the types of residual deposits, laterite and bauxite. Only difference between them is in their composition. Laterite is iron rich and bauxite is alumina rich, and it depends on the formation of their parent rock. Here we have completed first category of sedimentary deposits, that is residual deposits. In the next lecture we will see the next type of deposits, that is rudiaceous deposits.